Hi guys, so today I'm gonna talk about how I improved my English. I improved my English by watching videos, by reading, by listening, by speaking to myself. Guys, when you are learning a language, you always learn something new. And I'm always improving, and I want to improve, I want to learn more every single day, guys. You have goals, you have your small goals that lead you to where you want to be, to fluency. So for me, fluency means to be able to talk to people, be able to understand movies, TV shows, be able to talk freely, be able to read. For me, fluency means that. So how I improve my English. If I'm watching something and I see that those videos are not making me improve anymore, so I choose other videos. I choose materials that challenges me but just a little bit, not too easy, because when a material is too easy, it's like you don't learn anything new, right? And when a material is also too difficult, it's like it's too difficult for you. You don't have any motivation to continue learning. I also worked a lot on pronunciation, guys, because I feel like pronunciation is a big part of a language. And I always want to improve my pronunciation. I always work on my pronunciation. And one way that helped me to improve my pronunciation is by talking to myself and by reading out loud. I love reading out loud. I mostly read articles. I read article, I choose a short article and I read out loud, and this helps me a lot to improve my pronunciation, and I improved my pronunciation like that. I used to read out loud a lot, and every single day I used to read out loud, and you gotta put into work, right? And by reading out loud, it helps you a lot, because when you read out loud, you pronounce words. When you read in silence, even if you don't know how to pronounce this word, you are reading in silence, you can pass that word, you're not pronounce it. But when you read out loud, you have to pronounce this word. And if you pronounce it and you see that you can pronounce this word well, you have to look it up. And if you read often, you will start seeing this word over and over again. And you will learn this word. Like, let's say you came across with the word entertainment. You came across with this word and you don't know how to pronounce it. So you look it up. You look up the pronunciation of this word and you practice it. And tomorrow you are reading again and you see this word again. You will say it out loud again. So you will start seeing words over and over. So in this way you will learn. I also love talking to myself a lot because I started by myself and I didn't have anyone to talk to. So I just talked to myself. I talked to myself a lot. I recorded myself a lot. And I used to record myself every single day, guys. And this is so important because you gotta practice. You gotta make the sounds. You gotta produce the sounds. And even though I have never talked to anyone in English, I was able to start speaking without even talking to anyone. I was able to start a YouTube channel without even talking to anyone, because I was speaking to myself. I was speaking to myself every single day. I would watch like a TV show and I would pretend that I was telling people how was the TV show. I would make a resume about this TV show, and I feel like this helped a lot my English. This helped a lot my pronunciation, because when you speak often, your English starts to improve, because you gotta speak, you gotta practice, and you gotta put into work, right? I made English a part of my life, a part of my day. That's why I've learned, that's why I've improved, because I made English a part of my day. English wasn't just a language that I was learning and then I learned, so by tomorrow I'm gonna learn it again. No, it was a part of my day. I did everything in English. My phone was in English. I would watch YouTubers in English. I would search things in English. Instagram, I would follow people who speak English. Everything around me was in English. So I created my English environment. That's how I learned. I was learning by myself, so it was my responsibility to go after my things, my goals, my dream. That's how I learned, because English was a part of my life. It wasn't a subject that I was learning, it was a part of my life. So English was surrounded by me. I created my English environment. I would see English everywhere because I created that. I created my English environment. If you are learning English, if you are seeing English over and over, you will learn it. And consciously, you will learn. Even if you don't know how to pronounce a word, as soon as this word comes out of your mouth, if you didn't pronounce that word well, you will know, because English is a part of your life. English is a part of your life. You listen to English a lot. You are surrounded by English. Work on your pronunciation. This will help you a lot. Pronunciation shows like the beauty of a language. And phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are really important in English, and you have to learn it. You have to learn about phrasal verbs, and it's something that I always try to learn. So phrasal verbs can have so many different meanings depending on the context. You don't have to sit down and learn a list of meanings of phrasal verbs. You will learn along the way. So I feel like phrasal verb enrich your English, your vocabulary, and know that English is not your native language. English is not your native language. Like, English is different to Portuguese, which is my native language, and I had to put this in mind, because the intonation is different, the rhythm is different. So I'm not gonna talk the way I talk in Portuguese, because in English the flow is different, the musicality of the language is different. So you have to know that this is not your native language. You are learning other language, and focus on the language you are learning. Focus just on English, and the rhythm is different, the intonation is different, the way you speak is different, and this helps a lot when you put in mind that your native language is your native language. English is English. So yeah, I worked on my reading skills, on my pronunciation, on my speaking skills. I recorded myself writing what I'm thinking, and then after writing it, I'm gonna read it out loud. I also practice individual sounds like the R sound. Connected speech, I learned about connected speech to be able to understand more, and by making this video, I'm also improving my English, because I can see my improvements, how my English was in the past, how my English is right now, and I can always look back on and see my videos. And yeah, recording yourself is so great. Record yourself, and this helps me a lot to see, oh, my English has improved, my English is improving, because sometimes we struggle to see our improvements. We're like, our English is not improving, but did you look back? Did you see your improvement? Did you see how your English was in the past? Now when I look back, I see my improvement, and it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy that I put into work, and I worked hard to achieve my goals, to learn English. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I see you in my next video.